G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Angry Mack Adventures. Now, today we give you 5 top tips to fall driving on the beach, so stay tuned. Now the number one tip to forward driving is tyre pressures. Now you want to get as much traction as you can on the sand. So what I'm doing here is showing you what's actually touching the ground with the tyre. Now we're going to let our tyres down to about 12 psi and I'm going to show you how much more tread is touching the floor. Alright, now we draw those same lines underneath the tyre. Actually see the difference between 44 psi and 12 psi, so you've got almost a 20 to 30% gain in your tyre. Now there's 2 reasons why we actually let our tyres down, and number 1 is obviously more traction, and number 2 is because you just destroy the tracks and you just rut all the tracks out when you got hard tyres because it's always bouncing. So that's your tip number 1. Let's keep going. Alright guys, the second tip, and I reckon is very important, is recovery gear. Now if you are on a budget, I suggest 2 things, and that's a snatch strap with some recovery, with some rated shackles, and of course your shovel. Now everyone knows what the shovel, that's your best friend when you do get bogged. You can get rid of all that sand from your diffs, get the tyres back on the ground, out you get. Now the snatch strap, well, if there is someone that is willing to give you a hand on the beach, you don't want them chewing up their snatch strap. You want your own snatch strap. We suggest using one of these for your snatch strap. It's a lot more safer.
And if you want to go that extra mile and spend that extra bit more money, I definitely recommend the Max Tracks. They're good value for money. They've saved me a few times actually, especially when you're by yourself. They're very, very handy. And if you want to go that extra bit further and set yourself up real well, I definitely recommend the jack from ARB, the hydraulic jack. We will do demonstrations on these today for sure to show you guys how they work. So the Navara is getting a bit stuck still, so we're just going to let a bit more PSI out the tyres. It's at 12 at the moment, but might go down to maybe 10 and maybe might ride a bit smoother. If not, we'll drop a bit more out, so that's how you do it. So in this situation, you want to use these Max Tracks. They'll work the best for this. So you flip them around, so you've got the tread side and this side it's used as a shovel. Just dig the excess sand out. And you want to dig right to the bottom of the tyre because you want that tyre to really grip and sit on top of the tracks. Just jam them in there like this. Same with the other side.
So what you want to do is clear as much sand as possible, as Johnny's doing now. So then the Max Tracks has a nice placement to the tyre so it can grip up. Voila. So you don't want to go too fast and stuff the treads up on your Max Tracks, so you want the actual tyre to grip onto the track, not spin on it. So the third tip today is watching your temps. Now these cars are working a lot harder than just your daily on-road use. So, you know, high RPM in low range. So always watch your temps because, you know, you don't want these to overheat. Now the fourth tip today is gear selection. You want to choose the right gear. Now, you don't want to be revving the box off, so you want to sit between, you know, 2.5 to 3.5 grand even when climbing sand dunes. That's most important, so otherwise you're just working it too hard. So third gear we're going to try. Let's see how we go. Alright, so tip number 5, the last tip, is momentum. Now we're just cruising on the beach. We're in 4th gear. We're keeping an eye on the temp, and we're sitting at about 2,500 RPM, and you want to keep a nice momentum, because obviously if you do stop in boggy sand, you're just going to dig yourself a hole and you're going to be in all sorts of trouble. So momentum's the key. Alright guys, that's my 5 top tips to beach 4 driving, and of course the last one, which is a bonus tip: stay safe and have fun. Hope to see you out there.